our third episode of our podcast. Your name is
Jay O'Donnell.
And introduce yourself. You are
I'm the associate head coach for men's soccer here at Elon University.
okay, awesome.
Where are
How'd
you from?
I'm originally from Cardiff, Wales, in the UK.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just got here in January.
what brought you here?
I played over here, got over here in 2014, played over here until 2018, and then started my coaching journey after that. I was at Robert Morris in Pittsburgh,
Sweet. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Pennsylvania, and then moved over to Gardner-Webb University. Spent the last 2 years there, and then we were quite successful, so I was able to move over to.
What made you want to be a soccer coach?
I knew I was never good enough to play professionally, but I knew the game very well.
Awesome.
So I think that was the main factor for me coming over here to America was more opportunities to coach after.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, have you enjoyed it?
yeah, love it. Yeah, it's been over here for over 10 years now, and been coaching for 5 or 6. So yeah, loving it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just blanked.
You get it. Take your time.
What stopped you from playing? Was it
Like.
just kind of aged out and you decided?
Yeah,
kind of moved on.
Yeah, like I said, I knew I wasn't good enough to play after college at the pro level, so playing over here was a vehicle for me to be a coach after.
Okay.
Did you experience any injuries?
No, I broke my hand twice playing in college, but that never. I mean, it's
Not really affected.
never stopped me being able to play. So yeah.
Played through the injuries.
Played through injuries. Yeah, I have a school record at the college I went to for most consecutive games played and games started. So yeah, I never missed a match while I was in college.
Have you experienced your teammates having bad injuries and
Yeah, actually, my roommate in college, our senior year, his last year, obviously, he broke his leg in a game towards the start of the season and missed his whole senior year, really. So, yeah, definitely been around guys who've had injuries, some more self-inflicted than others, but yeah, been around it for sure. And then obviously coaching, it's quite common.
Mm-hmm.
So.
do you think that affected him?
In terms, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. He was. I mean, it's his senior year. We had a good team. He was a good player, and we ended up not being successful. And we could have been probably more so if he'd been available. So, yeah, affected him, affected the coaching staff, affected us. Yeah, absolutely.
So you said you played through injuries. Do you see a lot of players try to play through injuries, even if sometimes it might not be good for them long term?
Yeah, I think so. I'm more so, when I was a player, it was more like I needed to just get through it. But I think now, especially at this level, I never played at this level. I played at Division 3 school. So this level, all the players are faster, more athletic. So it's you can't hide injuries as much because you get found out. And I'm a big advocate for our guys being very open and honest about their injuries, so that it's not selfish to play through injuries, but it can definitely have adverse effects on us as a team if they do that, and if they've got some a hamstring strain or something and they're trying to play through that. They're not going to be at their maximum, and that's going to affect the team as a whole. So always on the side of being overcautious now more so than I was when I was a player, for sure.
What's the main injury in soccer that you see the most?
What I've been around is muscle injuries mostly.
Okay, yeah.
Just not even bad tears, or it's just more so strains, calf strains, hamstring strains.
Do more of those players play through their injuries, or?
I think some try to. I think if they're not, it depends on the coach as well. I mean, there's some more old school guys who are you got to play through pain and stuff like that. Definitely not a believer in that at all.
It's definitely better to be more open and
Absolutely, better to be overcautious for sure. Especially something like that can go from being a small injury, and you can play through a little bit of that pain, sure, but it can just, if you don't take the precautions, it can get worse.
Have you had a concussion, or have you seen your players have concussions?
Yeah, definitely a few concussions. I went to school with a player who had to retire because of concussions. We've had a couple of players here, just in my time here, that have had concussions that were out significant amounts of time because of that protocol, that return to play stuff.
Have you ever had an injury to the head that you maybe haven't gone to the doctor? It's estimated almost in NCAA sports that almost 50% of concussions go undiagnosed.
Is that right?
There's so many more concussions than people realize.
Right.
Especially in a sport like soccer where
a
header where the ball's
I definitely, I remember one time for sure where I had a head injury that I probably didn't probably didn't get the treatment I needed because of it. But apart from that, no.
Yeah. Would you see like more people have gotten those injuries like wanted to come back to that sport, or like almost think about like kind of giving up?
I would say more so stay with it.
Yeah.
But the more you get, the more detrimental it can be.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure.
guys can only go for so long getting those types of injuries before it's just they recognize that it's unsafe for them.
Yeah.
So you said you played D3 soccer. Where did you play?
Played at Bethany College in West Virginia.
Okay. So did you want to go pro? Were you still trying to go pro, or did you have like a backup plan, and were you?
Yeah.
So what was your major?
My major was sports management. I always knew I wanted to be involved in sport. Always knew that this was going to be my path, hopefully. And it was just about building connections. So I coached club while I was in college just to get that experience, internships. Never had any thoughts that I would go pro, but I always knew I wanted to coach or be involved in the game in some way.
How's that transitioning from a player to a coach, finishing playing?
Yeah, it was good. I like I said, I think I understood the game pretty well. So it was just about getting the stuff, all the stuff that goes along with it as a college coach that I didn't have before. That I was just seeing it from a player's perspective, trying to get it from a admin or a coach's perspective. But yeah, you get used to it as you go. I was a graduate assistant and then moving up, so yeah, you just go with it and learn as you go. Really, it's the only way to do it.
Like to like younger guys or like your players or whatever, what advice like would you give them if like they got like a really bad injury and like like they like were thinking about quitting their sport? Like
I think take your time. Nothing lasts forever, so the chances of being a professional in this sport are very slim. The chances of going on to play at a high level and make tons of money from your sport are very slim. So think more about your future after.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, you want to grow old. You want to have a wife and kids. You want to be able to walk around, and you want to be in a good mental, physical state for that stuff coming next. And you've got to go into the real world, get a job. So if it's concussion related and stuff like that, you want to be able to function properly. So don't overdo it. Take your time. Really consider the risks versus the reward to that.
Yeah, that's like kind of when we were interviewing the football player, he kind of had that like similar answer. Like he doesn't he doesn't think he can go pro. So like he's like thinking about his future and like his job. And that's definitely just always have an open mind. That's definitely a good way to think for sure.
Absolutely.
Would you say soccer is part of your identity?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of athletes it's part of their identity. It's kind of part of who they are. You had 2 broken hands. You played through them, which is pretty cool. But you never had to really worry about not ever being able to play again.
Sure.
Or all of a sudden they went away. Have you seen some of your players that maybe have had repeated injuries and have had to stop playing? Have you seen how that affects them mentally, not only physically but mentally?
Yeah, I think it takes a massive toll on a person, especially if they've been playing for 15 years. You know, it's tough, and that's where we're, even when they're not in our program, the place I've been at, even if guys are having to retire because of that stuff, we're still going to be there for them. They can still come to our office and stuff, because I mean, you never think that it's gonna be your last day playing the sport that you've loved and grown up doing. So yeah, just really supporting them in that. It's not easy to get over. It's like a loss, like it really is to some people. So making sure that they feel like they're supported, and I know you said about it being their identity, but making sure that is not what just defines them, is their ability as a football player. In my case, it was more about what are they bringing to us off the field as well. So making sure that they don't feel like once they can't play their sport anymore, they are nothing. Making sure they feel loved, respected, valued, for all those good things.
All right.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
Is that
so
it?
much.
Well,
That
good.
was good.
No problem.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on here.
No problem, guys.
We really appreciate it.